Off the rip, I'm a yapper. Let me just enter with that. I yap. And I think the reason why I yap is because I know a lot of things, and over the lot of conversations we'll go over, you understand why I know a lot of things. But yeah, so I yap. So this is the origin of this yap I'm trying to get into right now. It's more like a rant. Let me not just be like, oh, I yap, but I'm about to go on a rant, but I just had to start with me being somebody who could yap unprovoked. So I'm choosing to have a rant, but the rant I'm having is not like, oh yeah, let's crash out and yeah, everywhere. Nah, it's more of a life is happening. I just want to talk about what is happening. And in progression of talking about what's happening, I tell you what is happening. Not in the sense of what's happening in the world, that's so much to know what's happening in the world. More of like what's happening from my perspective, like from my lens. So hopefully this rant makes sense. But my rant is not so crazy. I'm really not here to come and tell you my life is crazy, it's bad. Nah, that's not what the case is. The case is just really what's going on, like what's happening right now in the world. Like I don't know what's happening on your side. I hope you're doing fine. I hope life's going good for you. But this rant is more of a perspective of somebody born in Generation Z. Like this conversation is deep. So I'm about to go on a deep conversation. I hope you are interested in this conversation. But yeah, it's deep. Pause. Bro, I am 27 years old. And I'm happy I am 27 years old. I'm not trying to be anything else. I'm good. I'm fine. I hope you're fine with yours though. But wherever you're watching me from, I hope this rant connects with the Generation Z, the people who were born within the range of, I think, 1997 to like 2001, around that, yeah, something like that, if I'm correct. If I'm wrong, I would fix that. But anyways, that generation, hopefully I'm close. What is going on? First of all, let me start this rant from me saying this is gonna go a long time. Like this is not a 1 hour, two, this is gonna go a long time. But I'm not giving you everything in one go. This is a whole series of me talking. And it's like I'm going to come at different points, stop, you might see me change, like anything could happen. Life could be happening because like I said, I'm here to talk to you about what's happening, but when life is happening, I gotta move. But this rant mainly is from Generation Z perspective, and I hope Generation Z knows that's the generation that's meant to save the world. Like, I know this shit is crazy. I hope you know it's crazy. Like, this is crazy to me. I hope it's crazy to you. So, like, it really is crazy. Like, what's going on, bro? Like, what's happening? But with that being said, I just want to hope this rant inspires somebody. It's not really a rant like, oh, the world is coming to an end. Nah. This rant is, I'm doing my life. I'm just telling you how life in general is going and the things I've learned about life in 27 years. So that can't be put into one video or one video to blow. That's not the case. This is not like a video to, oh yeah, let's go big, that, nah. But the reason why this rant is even happening is because this is now meant to be an account that becomes like a diary. An account where I get to really just put what life is for me and how I think it impacts other people. And that's just what this diary is, basically. So, if you ever get to see this video, I hope you enjoy this video because I'm trying to hope you connect and understand that you're not alone. Like, we're figuring this out together, but this generation, I say Generation Z, is so important in so many ways. And it's because this generation grew on what the world was promised to be. and is now seeing, oh, this thing we're heading into, what we're told in the beginning is not looking like it. But everybody saw it too, like everybody's experiencing it. But this is like the generation that is seeing what it is and now grew up in the era where information came forward. So it's like before, if you needed information, basically like starting from the basic, if you needed information, you needed to go to like a library. This was on modern times if you had a library. But if you go a little bit behind, if you need information, you need to go and ask maybe the head of your village or the main teacher of the village. Like information was that scarce. Like if I needed to know who was the president, I could go ask. Did I even know that? You even know there was a president? Because I needed to ask somebody that will have to maybe source the information from somewhere. But this is a generation that grew up in, you could just pick up your phone. These days, you don't even drop the phone. The phone is on your hand every time. But if you need information, you didn't need to text. You just need to search it. As we started from that, from Google, like it became, you go to a cafe. Like when I was young, there wasn't like you needed internet. Like if you needed internet, you needed to go to a cafe. Maybe you pay some money, and they let you use the desktop there to get information until you were old enough to get a phone. Then your phone, like that's when maybe BlackBerry came. But this is a generation that grew up on that. And then next thing, everything blew up, information everywhere. Like everything you knew was a scam. Like everything was just crazy. So many, you're hearing Illuminati this, Illuminati that, conspiracy theories are saying this is like, oh shit, like what? I thought we just woke up and it's like, yeah, we eat food. And then we go to school, play with, like what's happening? How did it go from that to, oh yeah, this is just like this, the food you eat, somebody saying you're putting things in your blood is like, whoa. This whole time we just grew into everything is an agenda. Like what the fuck is going on? So before, back in the day, let's break it down to how this starts. So for me to make this rant make sense, I have to break down what this whole experience is. So I'm going to the point where I start from the beginning of where this is as a fact down to where we are at. Then I have to go back down to like the tiniest microscope. Like I'm going to go start from the biggest version. Then, okay, no, I'm going to start from the tiniest version. Then take it to the biggest version of what is happening. Like I said, I'm here to talk to you. Official beginning of my rant. Let's get it. Every time you look up to the sky, the stars are there. Every time. As long as they're not covered in a building. The normal experience for every organism. When you look up, you see the stars. Before, there was no house. There was no like, let's use from the tiniest thing. From the tiniest animal, the smallest ants. If there's no tree in their way, when they look up, you see the stars. So, that is a fact. Like that is no, oh, do you see like everybody look up, stars. Morning, night, in the daytime, because the sun is shining so much in our eyes, we cannot see it. That is why. But the stars are still there. Facts. There's no arguing. So, whether you believe it or not, we're on a rock called Earth, spinning at thousands of miles. While we're spinning, is a rock basically. It's stone, and it's a rock, and around this rock is water. Like water is on the surface of the rock. Like rock, water is around it. But it's like this is still rock. Water is just like around it. That's what this is. Rock, water. Colors. Every other thing, molten, other stones, yeah, all of that is just part of the rock. But it's still just a rock. Like all of this ground, rock, water. So now, with water around this rock is spinning. Right now, we're spinning. As I'm talking to you, we're both spinning at the same speed. Wherever you are on this rock, you're spinning. So the ground is moving, like everything we're on is moving. If you think it's a lie, what do you think is happening with the clouds? Like, you think it's only so you think why in one position cloud is just moving. What do you think this is? Why would the clouds be moving and us were like, nah, we'll not move. So we are moving. So since we're moving, clouds are moving, we're moving at a whole pace. While we are moving, the closest thing to us that is like us, or close, not really like us, but close to being a body, is the moon. But the thing is, so now, closer depths. This closest rock to us is the moon. So the moon is the closest rock to us. So based on what we understand, we'll get to the point of why we understand this, but the moon is the closest rock to us and it's spinning around us. So it's like we're spinning, the moon is spinning around us. That makes sense. Hopefully you clock that. We're spinning, the moon is spinning around us. So it's like circle for circle, bar for bar. So me, I'm going like, you see this short distance, know if it's in space, it's so yeah, spinning. So now, while we are spinning, the sun, you see that thing that makes us blind, that we don't see the stars, like our own. You see this thing you're seeing there? This is our own, the sun, yeah. I hope it makes sense to you. Like, this might be crazy, but I hope we are getting somewhere. This is still part of the rants. Don't forget, like, clock is still. Remember what I said, we're going deep. So now, the sun is those stars you see. This is ours, star. So now, that star is spinning. So that's why it's like, this is facts. Like, this is no, I know it's jokes, but this is facts. Like, this is things we need to clock that. Whether your pastor told you, or your dad told you, or your mom, nobody give a fuck. This is a fact. This is happening. So, sun is spinning. So now, while the sun is spinning, so the logic is, we're spinning, in our spin, we cut the moon. So the moon isn't like our spin. It's like, nah, you're not going anywhere. So we have it. So us that think we got the moon, the sun has us. The sun is spinning. Say, oh yeah, you think it's a game. Has us in a spin. So we're not the only ones in the sun spin. You have 7 other rocks. Some are gas balls, some like different shape, but nah, rocks. Because in the center is something. Our center is not too far, but some other people's center is straight cloud, smoke, shit like it's crazy. So along us is 7 other rocks. That's where you have the, all the ones, the rocks. Jupiter, Mars, like, Mars, our closest neighbor, like that's the closest guy. After the moon is Mars. There's no get to the distance to Mars, but we'll leave that to Elon. So yeah, as I was saying, so now the rocks. Now we're 7 of us in this rocks. 7 rocks caught in this star's spin. Our sun is a star, so sun spin. So we're in the spin. So now we are all. So you see the spin. Moon is spinning around us. So all the planets were spinning. So some planets are behind us, so their spin is wider. While some are closer, the spin is, they cook Mercury, those guys, ooh, getting whooped. Like, there's no, like, look at us, the summer's hot. Those guys, ooh, I don't know who's there, but hopefully there's nobody there, because if you're adapted to that sun, ooh, that should, how do you adapt to that? Like, you need to have, I don't know, but that's for another time. This is the facts, so what I'm saying. So this is us, like, we don't know. The next guys are very fast, so we don't know what they are on. The next is also we don't know. Like, we just do not know. That's just what it is. But this is facts. Us, we don't know who they are. Let's talk about us, the people here. Because look how deep it is. we still have to come back. Like, let's come out here. So now we are caught in the spin. The sun is caught in another person's spin. Like, this spin ain't done. So now the sun is also caught in, like, see, like the way we are, they're like millions of us. Star, which is rocks. Star, which is rocks. Star, which is rocks. So now we are in a galaxy. Because us is like, we're in a solar system, sun system. Now there's a galaxy that's plenty suns with their rocks. This is not imagine, like, I didn't pick this from the ground. Like, this is observing. Like, you see the way you look up and see the stars? Humans are among the few that are like, nah, what's going out there? Let's observe. Because other people, the cows, their head is front, the other animals, their head is this way. Also, we could chill and be like, oh, what's happening? Or you can lie down on your back and be like, oh, what's happening? Other ones, if they want to lay down, they lay sideways. So we can be like, oh, what's going on there? So that's why this is facts. So now, with the solar system, the sun doing its thing, spinning. So now what happens next is the Milky Way is its own galaxy, multiple suns like this. So while the Milky Way is doing this, made up of other gas balls with their rocks. So now Milky Way is in another spin, brother. Are you still with me? Milky Way is in another spin. So this is, bro, where you are at, this is happening. I don't know where you're staying, but on these rocks, if you are on one of these rocks, that is what is happening. Whether you choose to believe it or anything. But before, prior to this time, if you needed to even know, remember what I said, if you needed to know your president, you needed to go ask the head of the village, or you needed to maybe go to like a cafe, pay money, please, who's the president now? Like, or you hear word of mouth, you ask somebody, that person lies, then you're cooked. You can't be telling people, this is who the president is, and that person might have been wrong. But how would you know? You asked him, and they told you that guy's credible. What if you also lied to all of them? All of them are snoozing, they don't know, but that's why you had information. But now, you could open up your phone. What is today's date? Boom, 2 seconds. What movie is trending? 2 seconds. Who's the richest person? 2 seconds. Like, that's how you be. This is less than 100 years ago. That was not possible. 100 years ago, that was not possible. We've been spinning for millions of years. Like, we didn't start spinning yesterday. We've been spinning before they said, let's start counting time as 1, 2, 3. Before we got to counting, we've been spinning. So remember that. This is all part of it. It makes sense in the rant, but that's why it's in shapes and breaks. But anyways, so yeah, there's that. So we're spinning. The moon is spinning around us. We're spinning around the sun. The sun is spinning in the Milky Way galaxy. And the Milky Way galaxy is spinning with other galaxies. I think the closest galaxy to us is Andromeda. You'll see something with a straight line if you're in the places where it's good. Like, it's not really a straight line, but you see cluster of stars like a horizontal. That's that guy there spinning, but we can't see him from up. See him more from sideways, so you can't really see the spin from the top. We can't see the spin too, but like I said, human beings are the only ones that are like, yeah, let's observe. Like, there's a whole telescope somewhere looking at catching stars. Like, isn't that crazy? Like, shout out to the humans, that's crazy. We've come a long way, but that's why it's important. Like, we didn't know this, now we know, and I hope you know now, because wherever you are, your rock, where you're at is what you call home. And I'm hoping you're making the best out of what you call home. That's the end of this fresh rant, to be honest with you. But I may be back, hopefully tomorrow, to tell you who I am, why I'm having a rant, why any of this makes sense. But yeah, that's the beginning. Like, that is, whether you believe it or you don't believe it, that is what's happening. Then we'll get to why you are on this rock, like what's going on with the rock. But yeah, we'll get to that point.